Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
I think we're live.
Heather has a new grandbaby.
Yes. I love the fact that while we're sitting here getting ready to go live and getting everything in order, we already have good things starting in the comments and in the chat. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because that's how we start. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
We start with good things. So with that being said, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our good things. Go ahead, baby. You can go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of have two.
Okay.
But I'll go with the most important one.
Okay.
Allora is like almost 100% better.
Yeah.
I didn't share this, I don't think, with anyone, but she was eventually diagnosed with walking pneumonia. So Buddy was gone last week on another conference. Pretty much half of February, Buddy has been gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the reason why I've been a little behind with social media and posting and videos, because I've been like solo parent on and off like every other week. And it's plus with Allora being really sick, and then Caden was sick. And Allora was diagnosed with walking pneumonia, which I didn't realize was a bacterial form of pneumonia.
Yeah.
So she was on breathing treatments for what we thought was
almost pneumonia.
Just borderline pneumonia.
Yeah.
And then she broke out in hives from like head to toe.
Yeah, so we did our live Sunday, and we said in our last Sunday, we said Allora is feeling better because she was fever free, right? So we were like, we're going to see how school goes. I think she's coming out of it. So she goes to school, and like halfway through the day, I get a call. Hey, Allora has a couple of it looks like she's like got a rash or something on her hand. And I was like, okay, let me know, what happens with it. And I went to her school, gave her a little bit of calamine lotion to put on it, because I just thought, I don't know what she'd got into.
Like mosquitoes or something.
Yeah. And then I got a call an hour and a half later saying that it was all over her body.
Yeah.
So I went and got her, picked her up. She had these like hives all over her, and they were hurting her and itching, and just felt horrible. So back to the doctor we go. And I was going to find out that she did have walking pneumonia.
Yeah, Jennifer said hand, foot, and mouth, and our kids have had that before, and typically that's sores in the mouth and sores on the palms and feet, but this wasn't it. It was just like literal hives. Her skin was just like, and it would move and migrate. And hand, foot, and mouth, you normally have like sores that just stay until they heal, but this would like come and flare and go, and typical hives. So when we brought her in, the doctor listened to her chest again and was like, okay, with this, plus this, plus this, she's checking off all the boxes. We're going to give her oral steroid. We're going to give her a Z-Pack. And like within 24 hours, she was a new kid, like brand new kid. But she had walking pneumonia, which is a bacterial form of pneumonia.
Yeah, and I had to go out of town. So I was like, look, I'm going out of town for this conference. When I get back, all this has to be fixed.
Yeah.
And the sleepless nights, the getting up and checking on her coughing and feeling like garbage. Like, I hate it so much. I hate when any of our kids are feeling bad. Like you all know as parents, like you can't get any rest, and it's just like, oh man. So I was really glad that we got her the medicine before I left, and then by the time I got back in town, she was back to normal.
I had her all well for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
that should be my good thing.
Yeah,
I came back to an unsick household.
Yeah, everyone's good. She has a little bit of a lingering cough, but that's to be expected. And that's my ultimate good thing, is that she's better.
Yeah.
Now I'm just praying everyone else
stays the same. Because then Caden started coughing, and we were like, Caden's stomach started getting upset, which is how Allora's started. Mm-hmm. And I was like, please no, because Caden's got seasonal allergies on top of everything else. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. But Caden got over his. So whatever it was, just his stomach was just upset for like 2 days. And that was about it.
So that's part one.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do mine, and then you can do part two.
Okay.
I'm just happy to be back home. Like Steph said, February, for whatever reason, this year more so than not, I've had to travel for work, and I do not sleep well in hotels. Like I don't know what it is. I just cannot sleep well. Um, so it's just not great. Like staying, the conferences are great. Like the things that I'm going for work related, that's great. But I cannot get a good like night's rest from in hotels. So I went from a week and a half of not getting a good night's rest because Alora felt like garbage to not getting a good night's rest out of town because I was in a hotel. So yeah, I'm just super happy to be back. I've been busy since I've been back. Like I've been doing things since I've been back, but I can just feel myself like finally getting rest.
Yeah. Like your body just allows you. You're just like, huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said, "What does my shirt say?" I didn't mean to offend you. It was a huge bonus.
But it was a huge bonus. Yeah.
But it was a huge bonus. Yeah. My mom or G, one of them.
Yeah. One of them always gets him really funny shirts for Christmas, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
You want to see my shirt?
Oh yeah, show me your shirt. Is this your other good thing?
You know, it's not my other good thing, but I'll show you my shirt. Yeah. See that? What do you think about that shirt?
Hoeing ain't easy.
Yeah, I'll show you the back too. You like that?
That's a hilarious shirt. I love it.
Yeah, it's available in our shop if you'd like one for yourself. Yeah, so my second good thing is that
oh Lord, Beverly, don't start.
Oh, Beverly. So we got a new couch.
Oh,
Let me tell you something.
Oh, this is fantastic. Steph has hated our couch for a long time, which, we've never had a new couch.
That's the thing I was going to say.
Yeah, our couches have always been hand-me-down.
We've never had a new couch, and we're almost 40, and so we've either had hand-me-downs or thrift store couches, and there's something about, I don't know, like you inherit someone else's like
old couch
and their smell, and like, it's just like they had it's just, we got this couch and it was a good couch, cheap, but it went through babies and young puppies and cats and
all the things,
previous owners. And so I told Buddy, I said, when you leave,
I didn't believe her.
I said, when you leave for Austin, you will come home and this couch will be burned. It will not.
Trashed.
It's nothing I could regift. Believe me, I couldn't even give it to a resale shop. It was just, you do not want this couch. Nobody would want. You couldn't even reupholster it because it was just no. So Connor and I. Have you ever seen those CrossFit people who lift those massive tires and they flip them? And they flip those tires. They're like tractor tires. Connor and I, while Buddy was gone, tractor flipped these couches.
They got rid of the couch, and when I came back, it wasn't just a couch. When I came back, there was an empty living room, an empty garage, and a box with a brand new ceiling fan. What else? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, the entryway that was where we had the soap stuff got moved back into the craft room. Like, she just went nonstop.
I did.
While I was gone. And all the things that she said she was going to do, she did.
And a little extra. I think I like spring fever or that spring cleaning hit me, and I was just like, I have to get rid of everything. Like I just need to like organize and anyway, so the kids and I went to go to a real furniture store, and we picked out our first new couch, like new to us, never been sat on before. We get to break it in, and
I got FaceTimed during it.
You did.
I had just gotten in to where I was staying for the conference, and I get a FaceTime from Connor, and he's like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "I was about to find some dinner," and he was like, "Oh, well, we're at a furniture store looking at couches." I was like, "I just left. I just left, and they're at a furniture store looking at couches." Oh man!
I think Jamie's here. Oh,
I saw. Yeah, Steve.
yeah.
Someone said, "Who's Beverly?" So Beverly is watching on Facebook, and she commented Steve too earlier.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, buddy," and Steve or something like that.
Yeah.
If you missed last live, we discussed how Jamie, when she talks to her phone, it comes out Steve instead of Steph. So I am now known as Steve, and I said it's gonna stick, and that's what we're going with. So
yeah,
it's an inside thing with you guys. So Steve is what it is.
Another group of friends is it's staff.
Staff.
When they
Steve.
say Steph, it comes up staff. STAFF.
Yeah.
So then she became staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's Steve. So Jamie told me this really funny thing Jamie doesn't do frogs. And the other day I was over at at Longhorn Lester's, and she was helping me. She was looking for artichoke seeds because I really wanted to grow artichokes.
Yeah.
Looking through her little cogwheel thing, and she jumped back and like cursed a little bit. I edited it out, but it was just a little tree frog, and I scooped him up, named him Greg, put him outside. Well, she told me this morning that she went to put her like jacket on, and the frog was in the pocket of her jacket.
I wish that would have been recorded.
I know.
I bet she jumped 100 feet in the air.
Yeah, Jamie said I cursed a lot. Yeah, so Greg made his way back into her pocket, which, I mean...
Sweet Greg.
Sweet Gregory. He's adorable. So he's sticking around, I hope. I hope that he's still around. She said I gagged. That's hilarious. Yeah, so it was a fun time. Tomorrow, a video comes out on YouTube of my visit with Jamie. I went over there and gave her a little bit of my opinion on how, like, her raised beds, tier. So we talk about that, and I visit with her, and there's a video coming out tomorrow on YouTube for that. So
Greg is the newest rescue.
He is. Come on, Jamie. Let him live.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, we're gonna try and get back in the swing of posting because
we're gonna be good. We'll be good.
I think I'm back in town. I don't think for a while I've got to go anywhere. Allora's feeling better, so all that kind of stuff that was going on in the background is taken care of. So we're gonna try and pick back up with getting the videos out to you guys. Yeah.
So we'll be better at being more consistent with getting videos. One thing we didn't get out yet is our date night.
Yeah. You guys, it's 2 weeks in a row that
I
we've
know.
come on here and been like,
next
couldn't
week.
do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, you were gone all last week. And I don't like to like broadcast or share like when he's leaving. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, but we're not going to be able to do it because I'm going to be home alone. So soon we'll be able to get that done. But you're not leaving anytime soon now. So
maybe what we can do is we can build our tent fort and watch Dune Part 1 and then go to the movies and watch Dune Part 2.
You love Dune.
I do love Dune.
Yeah, I'm about to, where should it go? Vicky.
Yeah.
Sure did. I sure did. When is that video coming out? Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday is our video in our point of view because I have security.
Not just our point of view, the security cameras.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we have got some epic, and I mean top tier footage of whoever came to my greenhouse, which I'm pretty sure you guys have not like figured it out by now.
Who could it be? Joyce wants to know who locked Jamie in the greenhouse.
Who did that?
you know,
Yeah.
It's sometimes when you try and gnome someone, you get frosted.
Yeah. So someone commented on Jamie's video that Frosty the Snowman also got locked into a greenhouse when he had the magic hat and then he melted. And I thought that was hilarious because Jamie was also melting in my greenhouse. She got trapped. Can we just show a snippet? Like, I don't want to show it all because you guys have got to watch this video. It's hilarious. But the beginning of the security footage.
Just a snippet is kind of out of context, but yeah, we can.
Of her.
Let's see.
Let's do it until Bree arrives because that was funny. That was pretty funny.
Okay.
So we are supposed to tell you to pass the gnome on and add to it. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Jennifer, for your super chat. We so appreciate that. And we will be passing it on. I won't. Okay. Are you ready?
Target spotted.
Look at her. Okay, so you will have to tune back in to watch the remainder of the security footage because it's just something else. Yeah, Buddy did the editing on that one, and it's, I'm telling you. Yeah, there's a point where Jamie gets on all fours, and I think it's because she's got like heat stroke, borderline heat exhaustion.
I couldn't tell if it was the heat or if she was just trying to escape unnoticed.
I was outside. Well, first of all, let me just rewind. So I was apparently in the back garden, like planting, like in my own world. Sometimes I have headphones on. So there's been times where Kim has come up behind me and scared the mess out of me. And I don't know what's going on around me. So they're over there and I don't know. I honest to God do not know. And they're doing their own sneaky thing to try to gnome me. And then Jamie gets locked in, legit. And here is the deal with this locked in thing. This greenhouse has like
we saw a report of someone getting locked inside.
Something happens like when the door kind of like sometimes it'll like accidentally like slam shut and it has this little pin thing, right? That you can like slide. Well, sometimes that little pin can just barely slide in the thing when you shut it and then you're in it. And so, wow, Dharma, thank you.
Wow, Dharma. Thank you so much.
It will stick in there and then you're locked in. And so you have to basically like crawl out of the vent or something.
No one locked her in.
No one
locked her in.
It did it to her.
The security camera footage you'll see in the video, no one locks her in.
No one does it.
I think what happens is the latch just kind of slid over a little bit because she was, like didn't open the door all the way, trying to be sneaky or whatever. So when it shut, it just the latch just kind of slid over a tad bit. Now, if you wanted to, she probably wasn't aware of this. Just shake it until it comes loose or whatever. But I don't know. There was one lady we watched that she locked herself in, and she said that she just felt better putting a little bungee cord on the latch so it didn't ever do it again. Mm-hmm. When Steph works in there, she props the door open.
I do, because at the very top, if you have like a slow, like, that little rod that like will allow it to shut slowly, you can slide this thing over to where it just props the door open. And that's what I do. Because when I'm in there, it's hot anyway. And I like the cool air to circulate while I'm in there. So it's just habit for me to not shut myself in there at all.
Yeah. And
Jamie just so happened to like close it, and it happened to her where she got locked in, and then
she got Frosty the Snowman.
Bree had to come rescue her, and it's so funny. Like just them being them is hilarious.
If you ever needed to, you can always crawl out the vent.
You could
in the top.
Yeah, you just have to. So yeah, we had a girls' day. Me and Bree and Jamie. This was that same day. They just came and gnomed me, or Jamie came to gnome me later. But we helped Bree work on her horse stalls, which was, I just love, like, I really truly love hanging out with them. Lissa came for a little bit.
You did a PSA on how to stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire.
I did, because so Bree was about to set this big burn pile on fire, and Carter was right there, and I was like, "Listen, Carter." And then it dawned on me that, like, we learned how to stop, drop, and roll so much, and I thought that as a kid I would need to use it at least once in my life.
Right.
Never had to stop, drop, and roll. But I feel like they ingrain it in you that you need to do this, and it's going to happen to you. No. Yeah. Anyway, I was trying to tell Carter this is what you do. And she says, she's so smart. She was like, well, why don't you just put water to put the fire out? And I was like,
true.
Okay, Carter, like, maybe there's no water around. How old are you? 2? Don't talk to me like that. You're 2. Don't tell me my business.
Man, when we were in Big Bend, I was walking through.
So bad.
I was walking through this patch of woods that they had just burned to, like, clear, but there was no fire, no smoke, right? Like, it just looked like they had burned. It was charred. They had burned through it. So we're going on a little hike to go down to the river, and I have my flip-flops on. And no, I have my water shoes. I have the water shoes, right? Because we were going to play in the river and it's rocky and all that stuff. So I have our friend's kid and our kids and you and our friends behind me. I'm kind of leading the trail. And I was like, hey, we can go straight through this little burned down area and get straight to the water instead of going around like on a trail. So I start walking through it, and it's kind of like, just seems like burned grass or whatever. And then I take a step and I sink. My foot sinks down into, like, the ash, and it's still burning down there.
Like coals.
Like underneath. Coals, yeah. And I like high step, then I'm like, stop. And I, like, tell everyone behind me, I was like, it's burnt, go around. And I just start, like, high stepping. And that's the first thing I thought of was go to water. Which is what I did. I just ran straight to the water.
Yeah, but it was too late. So when he stepped down,
done for.
The coals and ashes, like, kind of collapsed around him, and they hadn't burned in Big Bend in, like, a week, which was insane to me because the ground looked like you would see after a fire, like if you did like I don't know, it's black. But once you put a fire out, you typically think the ground is okay. But no, it had been at least a week since they had burned.
Yeah.
And his foot sunk down in this ash pile, and there was coals.
Yeah.
And it was poor baby. Like,
everywhere that I had a water shoe on was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But around it was all blistered and charred.
Yeah.
It was gross.
It was real bad.
But I was not going to let that ruin our Big Bend trip because we had hikes planned. So I creamed my ankles and feet up and wrapped them up and put my hiking boots on, and we still did hikes.
Yeah, he hiked with blisters all around his ankles with gauze. I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, y'all go. I'm staying back.
No. Big Bend, that's a long drive. It's in Texas. That's a long drive. And we were there for the week, and that happened like third day maybe. So no.
The Big Bend was fun. Yeah.
But my whole point was saying is that that's what you think of when you're on fire. I feel like
it's water,
right? Yeah. Or patting it out or whatever. But stop, drop, and roll as much as you're told that. I mean, I'm sure it is super helpful. If you do stop, drop, and roll, you'll probably put yourself out.
Yeah.
But I thought that was hilarious when she said, or you could just go to water. I'm like, yeah, you could.
Yeah, Carter. She's so smart. The things that she says is hilarious. But yeah, so I got gnomed, and now I have to figure out who I'm going to gnome next and what I'm going to include with this ugly gnome. It's hideous. I love gnomes. I have gnomes all over my garden. This one is just, I'm so glad to pass it on.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story of this gnome and how it came about? I don't even think Jamie did.
The what?
The way that the gnome came about.
Like who got the gnome?
How Jamie got the gnome.
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
She told me this after the fact.
Okay.
So back in like Christmas time, I think she had like one too many like cocktails, and she got on Temu and ordered a bunch of stuff and forgot that she had ordered it, and then all the stuff came in, and that was one of the things. A pantsed down gnome that was passed out, and now she's using it as a like trinket to
What
like.
does the book in its hand say? Evil genius.
Yeah, it's not a book. I think it's a bottle of something that he drank, and he's like drunk and like laid out with his booty out.
Oh man, yeah.
Jamie.
I see lots of happy birthday Connors. That is awesome. Thank you so much. His official birthday is Tuesday.
Yep.
On the 5th.
March 5th.
Yep.
We're both March babies.
Yep.
Me and Connor.
Yeah.
So.
Oh
yeah.
Man, yeah. Blame it on the cocktails.
Yeah.
Temu and Timeout Tuesday.
Yeah. That's what it probably was. It was probably after
Timeout Tuesday.
She thought it was hilarious.
Turned into a Temu Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So Paw, I just got done delivering some eggs down to Paw.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be incubating some of our eggs.
Yeah. Because Tina and Rob want chickens.
Yeah.
And I gave away all of our chicks to Kim and Bree, and then bought more. And then, so now Pops wants to use his new incubator. So he's going to be doing some incubation for Rob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Rob and Tina do they have a place for chickens? Like something built for them yet?
I don't know. I'm sure they'll build something.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get something done.
Yeah.
Tina's feeling better. She had her surgery.
Yeah. We saw her today. She looks good.
Everything went good. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got another week off of work, so she's got plenty of time.
She said she's sore, but she's good.
Yeah.
She says she's starting to feel back to normal, so that's really good.
Yep. Man. So the eggs that we've been getting. So I know we've talked about it before. I felt like our chickens were pretty late layers. There's a while that we were like, man, why are we not getting eggs?
Yeah,
they're old enough to start laying. But when they started, they started. So we've got lots of eggs. Steph has been taking them with her to places and selling them to people.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because I've never sold our eggs before. We've always like been able to keep up with eating them. And
we eat a lot of eggs.
We do.
Caden eats more eggs than anyone I've ever met.
He can eat like a dozen eggs a day. He's crazy.
Yeah.
We also love breakfast for dinner, and I meal prep a bunch of stuff like breakfast tacos throughout the week. So I use a ton of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
However, we still have so many eggs. So I was like, let me just go ahead and try to like bring some of these to the gym, and they were all gone in one day. Gone. Yeah. People bought them, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
that was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see. So anyway, Pops is going to incubate. I think he's trying out a new incubator,
mm-hmm.
and he's going to incubate our eggs because we have a rooster. My mom doesn't have a rooster, so we don't know any of her eggs that would hatch or be viable. But
mm-hmm.
So some Denman Homestead eggs are going to make their way off the hill to Tina and Rob's.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah. Excited about that.
Yeah. And then we've got our 4 little baby chicks in the chicken brooder
mm-hmm.
with Copperhead, my favorite, the little baby, Danny.
Yeah. He's so cute.
He is cute. We think it maybe is a he, but
I don't know. His little tail feathers are just coming in and they're just like straight up. But that might be a banny thing. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if he is a rooster, he's going to be the most adorable rooster.
I named him Copperhead because that's like the colors. When Steph opened the box to show me, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like a little copperhead because it's the exact same colors of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a super, super cute little chicken. And it's the tiniest little
He is so tiny. He's like a button quail almost. He's like real tiny. Yeah. Yeah, so talk about the garden?
Yes. The garden, I know we talked about this last time, but due to Jamie's magical 45-day forecast, Steph feels comfortable putting warm weather plants in the ground right now.
We're good.
So next week, if you guys see a video of us panicking and throwing blankets over everything, like what happened last year, then you'll know why. You'll know that whatever, but if it doesn't, if the cold is actually gone already, then
I've got a head start.
Yeah, we might.
And
we'll invest in the magical 45-day forecast.
We're gonna pay Jamie back tenfold with all the zucchini.
Yeah,
that she could ever want.
Yeah, because typically we've got another 3 weeks ish before. So I went back and looked at our last freeze. It was like mid-March, March 8th, 9th, something around there. So I don't think we're going to get a freeze at that point. But there's, a lot of people won't plant until after Easter. But our growing period, if you wait until after Easter down here, unfortunately, with how it's been in the last 5, 6, 7 years, the drought is going to kick in, and then you're lucky if you start getting stuff. So we try and get in there early.
Mm-hmm. Stephanie, can you explain how you know which eggs are fertile and which are not? I know the whole rooster thing. So if you have a rooster in with your hens, 99% of the time, he's going to be jumping on backs of all the girls.
Yep.
Unless you have like way too many hens per rooster, then he may not be able to service all of them. But our rooster is locked up with our girls right now, and we've seen him. He's good with the girls. So, plus two, when you crack an egg open, there's something called a bullseye on the yolk, and it looks like an actual little tiny bullseye. It's like a little ring with a dot in the middle, and that is a fertilized egg. And that's where the actual chick grows from and attaches to the yolk, and the yolk is what the chick basically uses as nutrients as it grows. But if you've got a rooster in with your hens, then pretty much 100% they're going to be fertile, unless for some reason the rooster just does not like one particular hen for whatever reason, or if you've got a hen separated from the flock. But if they're in with the rooster, they're gonna be fertile.
Yeah.
Now,
and then it's just if they develop or not.
Right. Now, if they're viable, and if kind of like a human pregnancy, like not all pregnancies make it to 40 weeks. Some of them stop for whatever reason, but most of the time they're gonna start off fertilized, and then you just hope that they all, like, the temperatures are right, the humidity is right, the egg turning is right, the air pocket is right in the egg. All of those things kind of like play into a part of how the chick develops within the egg. But if you've got a rooster in with your hens, they're going to be fertile.
Yeah.
If you don't have a rooster, then you're not going to have any eggs that are fertilized. So there's nothing. That's what we talked about kind of last time, is that if you have a broody hen sitting on eggs and you don't have a rooster, you got to take those eggs away from her, because she'll sit and wait forever.
And she could die, right?
Yeah, and then she could like kill herself trying to hatch.
Trying to hatch eggs that will never hatch.
Yeah. So.
Man, so I see a lot of people talking about Easter is March 31st this year.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Easter's in March?
Yeah, sometimes it does that.
Yeah.
It changes.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
This year is a leap year, and that kind of threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it was Megan's birthday. She's turned 6.
Oh, wow. Your friend turned 6 years old?
No, Ellie's Megan.
Oh, Megan?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, she turned 6.
She turned 6.
Well, congrats to her.
Yeah, she's 6.
It's been a long time. She's been waiting for her birthday for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't remember what someone told me. I was out of town. Someone was like, today's the 29th of February. And I was like, wait, what? Because I had to like think about it. The 29th of February?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a leap year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Papa's cleaning up the back for Easter. I really hope we have good weather for being able to go back there to do our sunrise.
We can ask Jamie about the weather.
That's true. Jamie should be able to tell us exactly what the weather's gonna be on Easter.
Yeah. We'll get her 46 day forecast.
Yeah. I wonder if she knows. My birthday is July 5th. You think she knows what?
Stop. Okay,
It's gonna be
anyway,
hot.
I've been planting because I'm pretty sure we're fine. And we've had some really great weather. It's warm. We are near record highs, which is kind of concerning. We're 10 degrees hotter this February than last February.
Yeah.
Makes my eye twitch. It scares me to death because if we are 10 degrees hotter already than last year, I cannot imagine the summer. It can't stay this way, right? Like it's 87 degrees next month or next week.
Yeah. 87 degrees next
Never
week.
in my life.
Man.
It's crazy. Almost 90 degrees.
Yeah.
So,
well,
scary.
All we can hope for is that we get, even if it gets hot, is
just
that
rain
comes along with it,
yeah.
really, because we know it's going to get hot. It always gets
yeah.
hot, but it's the no rain and the heat that
right.
just really, and Lester and Jamie play that like musical pastures with the Longhorns and everything because of the drought. So just gotta hope we get some rain. Like pickled eggs with beets.
We actually have videos on that.
Yeah, we do.
We have videos on a taste test of pickled eggs.
We put them out
and pickled beets
last year on the YouTube channel and did a taste test with everyone in the family. So pickled eggs was pretty torn.
It was hilarious.
It was really funny.
That was a good one. We went on a whole pickle crusade. We did a pickled cotton candy. We did pickled beets, pickled eggs.
Yeah.
What other pickled things did we do? I can't remember now.
Did we do quail eggs?
We have them still. We
have quail eggs, but we haven't done. So that one will be coming. We'll do a quail egg taste test.
Yeah, that was a spicy.
Pickled cotton candy was freaking disgusting.
It was so bad. She liked it, which is weird.
I don't know how she liked it.
Yeah.
That was
Dan. Gross. Alice reminded Dan and the eggs. Dan, Uncle Dan.
Yeah.
He didn't taste them.
He got out of a whole bunch of them, but he gave us a knife in return.
Yeah, he gifted us a knife.
Really nice. He was like, "Sorry, I'm not eating any of that stuff you bring over, but here's a really cool knife." Which
is very ironic because we have to go over there every week to try his food, but he refuses to try ours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he's kind of a weenie when it comes to trying new foods.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because he's doing this whole like around the United States trying new foods. I know. But so. There'll be some more pickled stuff coming this year for sure because we love pickles and we love trying to pickle things like the pickled watermelon rinds that we did for our 4th of July special.
Pickled watermelon rinds.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just super, super awesome.
Yeah. You can pickle anything.
You can pickle it. Yeah. I have never.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of the. Can you milk me?
Oh, Greg. Oh, Lord.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the garden. I've been planting all day today. Planted some yesterday. And I got new seeds. So I got some seeds that are supposed to be very, what's the word? Good for you? Like medicinal.
Medicinal.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to do some tinctures this year, and I'm pretty excited about it. I've got some St. John's wort, which I'm doing a lot of research on all this before I actually do them all, but I'm going to do some tinctures with these things.
Yeah, so we got to make sure we're not planting poisonous plants like we almost did.
Yeah, right. Coneflower, more coneflowers, mullein. I don't know. Fenugreek, which I took fenugreek whenever I was nursing Connor, because I went back to work and my supply dropped. And when your supply drops, you can take fenugreek and it can increase your supply. It also makes you smell like maple syrup, which is pretty cool. Then Jamie gave me when I went to go visit her some really interesting things. She just gifted me. She was like throwing seeds at me. Tobacco. You want to grow some tobacco?
What are we going to do with it? Just dry it out and smell it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people would like to use it in their pipes. Do people smoke tobacco in pipes still?
Yeah.
Yeah, pipe tobacco. Right?
We don't know anyone that uses a pipe tobacco.
I'll find them.
When do the loofahs start growing?
Soon. I've already started. So I've got my plants starting, and then they will just take off when the heat comes.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll see them. Alice said, are they from the toolbox?
No,
not from the toolbox.
No.
I think those are in the ground already.
Yeah. Those
the
are on the ground.
toolbox ones.
Toolbox ones are in the ground. Tomatillos. Tomatillos. I
Yes.
got some of those. And yeah, so.
To make some salsa.
Kohlrabi. Has anyone ever, I don't know what to do with this. Similar to turnips and cabbage. It also says,
I bet I know someone that could help with this. I bet we could call Robbie and see if he knows.
Who's Robbie? I don't know a Robbie.
Tina and Robbie.
Tina and Robbie? Really? Okay.
Coleslaw. That's
okay.
Coleslaw. So is that in coleslaw?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the purple cabbage is in coleslaw.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just cabbage in general. Oh, Lord. Everything's coming to life, though. My grapes are coming back to life. The fruit trees are coming back to life.
So we lost 2 grapes
we did.
During the drought, but 2 grapes we were unsure of, and they are budding now.
Yeah, they're budding and they are green, which is really good news because they are mature grapevines and we should get grapes from them this year.
Someone said you can just peel kohlrabi and eat it with salt. That's kind of neat.
Oh, okay. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gigi knows kohlrabi. We'll have to ask Gigi about it.
For sure.
Speaking of the garden, so I was telling Buddy this earlier. I really, honestly, truly thought I started less zucchini this year. Yeah. Because last year I had an entire...
Who would have known?
52 plants of just zucchini. And the reason why I did that was because I've always had a hard time growing zucchini because of the squash vine borer moth destroys my plants. So I thought, let me grow an abundance and hopefully I will get a couple plants to survive. Well, they all did.
Which I'm pretty sure this is exactly what you said last year. Like, to the T. You said, well, I planted a lot more than I needed to because I wasn't sure how many was going to survive, but then they all survived.
That's what I'm explaining what I
Oh,
why.
okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't do that again this year.
I didn't plan
I knew
on
I'd heard that before.
Yes. Yeah. So I didn't plan on starting that many zucchini because I realized that we did really well.
Yeah.
Well, when I started planting all of the zucchini that I had started, I now have a plethora of them left over. Mm-hmm. Even with the zucchini robber who came and took one of my zucchini plants. Yeah. I still have a whole lot.
Someone straight up went into the greenhouse, knocked over the zucchini, and took one of the plants.
We still don't. I need to pull up that footage. So I'll be handing out a bunch of zucchini starts.
Yeah. This crazy nut job in here wanted to know if we are doing corn.
What? The names always get me.
Twice in a row.
Yeah.
I did that last time too.
You're going to do corn, yes.
Yeah, so we did corn last year and it did not do super well.
Because it stayed...
It was very wet.
Swampy.
Where the corn was.
And then it got hot and dry.
Yeah. But we did get corn. Just not as much as we planted.
Yeah.
Not as much as we should have gotten.
And then we turned it into our pumpkin patch, and it also didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But guess what?
That did try and start, the chickens destroyed them.
Guess what, though? I started pumpkins already, which last time I waited till the fall to start pumpkins. Midsummer so that they would be ready for the fall. No. I started pumpkins right now. And let me tell you about this pumpkin that I started.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited about it. One of you guys sent me a baggie of pumpkin seeds. You went to a fair and they had this world's largest pumpkin there that they cracked open, and they got the seeds from it, and then they sold the seeds, and then you sent me these seeds from the world's largest pumpkin thing, and now I've started them and they have all germinated. So I have 6 of these world largest pumpkin starts that I'm going to be planting in the garden.
Yeah.
And I'm so
World's
excited.
largest pumpkin seeds.
Yeah. So I don't know, but listen here. These people that actually grow these massive state fair pumpkins, they baby those pumpkins.
They do.
They like cut every single thing off, only have one vine to this one fruit. And
it'd be fun just to see what happens just by letting it let it go.
Just let it go and just see what comes of it. But
maybe we'll get the world's most medium pumpkin.
Maybe. If I could grow one pumpkin, I would be happy.
Oh yeah, I mean we had pumpkins growing, but the chickens were destroying them before they got to mature.
Right, they ate them.
Yeah, because once it's like a little baby pumpkin, they were just tearing them up.
Yeah, they were.
But I don't know. We'll just have to watch. I gotta go. I need to wrangle up my mom's chickens and see if I can get their wings clipped for a little bit. And ours are in their little house. So
yeah. So you had to chase off some of your mom's chickens today.
Yeah. Yes, eggshells.
Yeah, Melissa. Also have a video on that. So we take our eggshells and we put them on a baking sheet and then we put them in the oven and we put it on kind of low, like a low temperature, and it basically dries out the eggshell. And then we put it in a coffee grinder, one of those like bzz things, and it powders, like gets to a powder. Then I put it in a mason jar and I collect it like over the fall, winter months, so that in the spring I have this couple mason jars full of this calcium powder. And I take a scoop and I put it in the hole, and then I plant my tomato start with that calcium. And so it helps with blossom end rot, right? Because tomatoes are very susceptible to blossom end rot, which is a calcium deficiency. So I plant it with the calcium, and it tends to really, really help. And plus, it's free. Yeah. If you don't have eggshells, or if you don't save your eggshells, you can also plant your tomatoes with the Tums, a little Tums tablet, because that's calcium as well. And I've done that in the past too, where I've just popped a little Tums in the hole and then with my tomato start, and it helps with eliminate blossom end rot.
Yeah. So we don't have too big of an issue with the guineas. They don't really mess with our garden at all. But the chickens will pull up the little seed starters for sure.
Yeah, they like to go through there and scratch.
Yeah. And I'm sure the guineas would too, but they just don't really, they haven't come around.
It probably because of Luna. Luna will chase guineas. She doesn't chase the chickens, maybe because she knows the chickens belong to us. But if Luna sees something that does not belong, it's so funny. Even a cat, like she will see it and then she won't eat it. She'll just chase it until it runs off. So guineas too. The guineas will come down and be real loud.
The peacocks.
The peacocks.
You just got random peacocks now
That's another one that like makes my eye twitch, man.
Yeah, because they'll tear the garden up, like even if the plant's mature.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like 3 peacocks now, I think that.
Yeah, because I think Ellie and Megan have 2 peacocks, and then we've got that one from I'm a Survivor that comes around.
Yeah, and there's like the sanctuary doesn't have anywhere for them to be like contained or anything, so they just kind of live wherever. But man, they'll tear a garden up so fast, it's crazy.
Yeah, so. We're trying to keep all the critters out, but that's why I feel like I grow like an abundance in hopes that if something does get to some of it, there'll be some left for me.
The dog hair vacuum was cool, Cindy.
Oh man, yeah.
That was super cool. If you haven't had a chance to see our video that came out this morning on the dog hair vacuum, I had so many people telling us how cool they were, and I just had a hard time believing that they were as cool as advertised. But man,
and we were not sponsored. We actually
they are so cool.
We bought it, and it was so worth it. If you've got a long-haired dog or a dog that sheds, get it. Yeah. And it's like satisfying because you brush them, and then you click this little button, and it pushes the hair off and sucks the hair down into the thing, and it's just like.
Man, that is the most satisfying part. You take the brush off, and you see all the hair, and then you just push the button, and it goes. Oh man, when you first did it, my face was off camera, but yours was on camera. I'm so glad because our faces were both like.
So cool. It's the tiny things, guys, that gets us. It really is. It's just like one of those. Yeah. Did we order from Amazon? Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did order it from Amazon.
Did you put the link on the thing just in case?
Oh man, probably not.
We'll put the link on it.
I can add the link.
Yeah, so you know which one we got because it works.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we also showed an update on the barn too.
Oh yeah.
Which the barn is coming along, guys. It's getting a little bit more and more. It's getting a little bit more, but
we have lights.
not just lights, but I ran all the networking. I ran all the network cables.
And Steve did too.
And Steve helped. Steve helped unspool for me. But I ran all the network cables. So we got network, plug-ins in all these places, which we'll probably never use all of them because most stuff is Wi-Fi, but I still like to have it. But we put all these network drops everywhere, and then the electricians came and they got the power ran from our house to the barn and all the plugs and some temporary lights. Mm-hmm. And then they're coming back in a couple of days and they're going to do tomorrow. Yeah, you're right. Coming back tomorrow and they're going to do the barn side of the barn. So you've got the livable side and the shop side. So they're going to do all that stuff with the RV plug and all that kind of stuff. So it's
shop lights, so we can actually have lights
yeah.
on the inside. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Man, it is like exciting. Yeah. It's exciting to see every little thing that happens. Who are you going to know?
I can't say.
Oh, you can't say?
I don't want to say because I don't want them to
The world wants to know. Who are you going to know?
You'll figure it. You'll see. I'll make sure that you guys see it, but I'm not going to pre-say.
You know my mom? Man, me and my mom used to play this game.
Oh.
When we lived when me and Steph lived in the camper while the house was being built. We used to play this game because at some point, for whatever reason, a mannequin head showed up.
It was the worst game.
We don't even know where it came from, where this mannequin
I think it was a Halloween prop.
Maybe. But yeah, so there was
this like black.
This mannequin head with black hair, and it was just the head. And did I start it?
You started it.
I started it.
Did you put it in the microwave?
I put it in my mom's microwave.
Oh my God.
And she opened it and there's this head in there.
Yeah, she screamed.
And then it started this whole thing where she would hide it in places and it would scare me, and then I'd hide it in places and scare her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. In the refrigerator.
That's what I think about with the gnoming. Just hiding it somewhere and scaring them.
Yeah. We should do a mannequin head one.
A mannequin head, with the gnome.
If someone put a mannequin head in my shower or something like that, I feel like that would be the death of me. I would trip somehow, freak out, and hit the back of my head, and I would just be like, "Oh, that's it. That's lights out for Steph," because a mannequin head scared her half to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because in my mind, I think there's like dead bodies around every corner, and there's not. But I'm always on high alert. You scare me.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
Time.
And you do it to my mom. And we don't even
do it. You walk in the house and I'm I don't know. I'm always
my mom's outside working, you're outside working. Hey Kim. Ah!
Yeah.
It's like
shit fire. That's what she'll say, like
I don't know why everyone's so easily scared around here. You think everyone would be used to it by now.
You think.
But yeah, I used to love that mannequin head war with me.
Yeah.
I need to find that head.
No, I'm pretty sure she burned pile. It ended up somewhere far, far away.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And the last thing I think we wanted to get to is some unfortunate news about the bees.
Oh, I was just going to say about the bees being everywhere today.
Yeah. Well, we have good and bad bee news. Our little baby hive, there's like no activity on it.
Yeah.
So
it's dead.
We have to get out there and, figure out what happened. That was the gentle bees, not the wild caught, the gentle ones, which, we talked about this last year. That's kind of the give and take, unfortunately, is that the gentler the bee, the easier they are to be, robbed or attacked by another hive.
All of my wild caught hives thrive.
They're super strong and they're like not happy with you if you mess with them.
Yeah, and the ones that I have pre-bought that have come from like packages through like apiaries, they have a really hard time surviving. And I just think that the natural wild hives come in and just take over and kill them off to get their honey. It's called robbing.
Yeah.
And then.
And so to answer Jennifer's question, does it die or do they leave?
Sometimes both.
It's a little bit of both, right? Yeah. Like some bees starve or, they're attacked or whatever it may be. And a bunch of them will leave and try and go find a home somewhere else, especially if they're getting robbed. But the problem is if something happens when it's cold, then there isn't much they can do about it, right? Because if they try and leave, the temperature is cold outside, they need to stay in their hive to stay warm during the winter. So,
but also there's so many factors. Like something could have happened to their queen.
Someone said Bree's bee. Does Bree have bees?
Bree does not have bees.
No, Bree doesn't have bees.
So there's something called swarming and there's something called absconding, right? So like when they abscond, they completely leave their home altogether. There's no sign of bees. Swarming typically happens when a hive splits in two. So an old queen will stay and a new queen is born, and half the hive will leave with that new queen and half the hive will stay with that old queen. Sometimes those splits are not strong enough to survive either the travel or the stay.
Yeah.
So there's a couple in springtime. There's a lot of swarming going on, a lot of new births, a lot of new babies born, mating going on and stuff. So and then robbing because they're starving after winter. So really weak hives may be robbed and killed off. So there's just so many things that can happen around this time of year. But catching swarms around springtime is like mainly when that happens. So Pops sometimes will put lures back there in the back to catch swarms. There's like bait that you can bait boxes with.
People were saying that Bree found bees in the ground.
Oh, maybe
in the goat pen ground. Okay. Ground bees, like yellow jackets or something.
Maybe hornets. I know hornets. They go in the ground.
Yeah.
Bumblebees will sometimes.
Bumblebees have.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not a hive mentality. I mean, they're very very small. But
maybe Bree just thought she saw bees, and it wasn't actually bees.
We'll have to ask Bree tonight.
Yeah,
Bree doesn't have her own hives.
No, but that would be cool. She has talked to Pops about doing it, and I would love that. I mean, more people need to be beekeepers
for sure. Yeah.
Someone asked if I had gotten a new suit. I did get my new suit, my new bee suit last year because the other one was like super thin. I got the heavy duty one when we got Steph a heavy duty one, and Pops a heavy duty one. But
we all three got triple layer
ones. They're awesome. But it's about that time. So the good thing that Steph was talking about though is that the bees are out. Like our big established hive, the one that we re-queened last year, is doing amazing, and they're out. Like they found the hummingbird feeder next to the greenhouse, and they were all over it.
Yeah, they drained the hummingbird feeder. Yeah. Today it was pretty full with hummingbird food, and it's none left. Let me tell you the bees real quick because we're about to have to leave. They clumped themselves on the side of the hummingbird feeder to tip it. So the hummingbird feeder tipped with the weight of the bees so that it would. Isn't that amazing? I'm so fascinated because it's not like they just kind of gathered around to like try to get. They weighed it down so that the syrup would drip out.
Yeah.
And they drank all of the hummingbird food.
Yeah.
So us seeing that they
smart.
were really hungry, we have frozen frames of honey from previous hives that we've taken from just to, in case we have a weak hive, we have just extra frames of honey. So we put out those frames this afternoon when we saw that they were all over the hummingbird food, and they are devouring those frames of honey, like just bees everywhere. Which
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to get back into it. As you know, you may know, Steph had her hospital visit last year, and I tried to pick up the pieces of working with the bees. Learned a whole lot last year, so this is going to be my second bee season. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to get so that we still have the hive that Pops gave us that we got to move down to our hive. So that'll be interesting. It's always fun moving hives, but we got to move that one and then figure out, get into the box of the hive that we lost, figure out, what we could figure out from that. And then check on things in the big established hive. So yeah.
And they've been so gentle and friendly that I feel.
Man, that requeening was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a lifesaver for us, for Steph, for sure.
Yeah.
But
well, Jamie and Lester are going live right now, and we have to leave.
Yeah, we do have to go.
Hey
guys, thank you so much. We got to get down to cooking with Dan and Lou. I can't remember what the day is or state is. That
whatever's after Delaware.
Delaware?
After Delaware. There's no E. There's no F.
Florida. Oh, Florida. I thought it was
okay.
Florida.
Florida.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have Florida food or whatever. So thank you guys for watching. We love everyone, and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.